Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding upgrading of road networks in Bomachoge, Borabu constituency to bitumen standards. Honorable Speaker, the construction of Mogonga, Kenyenya, Rio Kindo, Magenche, Mariba, Nyagancha, Eberege, Kenyenya TTC, and Magena road links commenced on the 5th of August, the year 2016. The development was intended to enhance accessibility of these areas and support the movement of people, goods, and services. Sadly, more than 36 months after the signing of the contract, the road links are yet to be completed. This has hampered mobility in the constituency, including access to essential services. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1. The status of upgrading of the roads network in Bomachoge Borabu constituency to bitumen standards, and 2. The timelines for the completion of the long-stalled projects in the constituency. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, on the status of upgrading of the road network in Bomachoge Borabu constituency into the roads project 217. Honorable Speaker, with regards to the timelines for the completion of the provisions due to exogenous factors thus extracted amount, the Ministry through KERA is currently reviewing so that shall allow the completion of the remainder of the works upon award. Once the appraisal is agreed upon, we project completion of the project by December 2025. Honorable Speaker, I submit.
I would like to say that I'm not very happy with that response, and that is because of item number 6 and item number 7 on the response. I thank you because on item number 7, you have indicated that an incomplete box culvert disconnects along this road, rendering this road not motorable at all seasons. I wish to update you also that on item number 6, the existing box culvert has actually collapsed completely. And this has inconvenienced Mwananchi greatly because they are marooned away from essential services. Especially, Honorable Speaker, when it rains, it becomes very dangerous. Communities are prevented from accessing their homes completely. Chairman, I would like to notify you that the absence of these two box culverts on item number 6 and 7 on your statement is long overdue and is extremely urgent and needs to be dealt with.
Honorable Speaker, I want to believe that the member appreciates the good work that has been done by the road agency KERA to push your expectations to above 80%, and the remaining percentage will be dealt with soonest as indicated in this response. I think you have only about 7 kilometers, and the box culverts you have mentioned are within that remaining section. So, Honorable Speaker, I once again submit.
There are 2 box culverts on that road that separate large areas of the constituency at a place called Rio Kindo, and I recently passed there, and the bridge that is there actually poses safety risks to Wananchi. I just wanted to know, because you've securitized, I think the 7 shillings, is Q Construction amongst the beneficiaries?
Because our concern that time was, and the low volume seal was to ensure there is motorability on that road, and we used the existing structures which we had not accommodated, and what we did was enhance some safety issues through those. So as we talk now, the contractor has completed, I know, those 2 locations where we envisage those box canvas. We really wanted to appraise and include within the contract sum, but it was not possible within the limitation of the Procurement Act. But meanwhile, we will only require patience, and then we will enhance safety issues so that they use the existing structures and safety will be enhanced. But we have that schedule, and that will be a first priority on that road.
Is it possible to do an alternative structure before an accident happens there? I drive on that stretch myself. It's very easy for a vehicle to actually fall into the river, one of the box culverts. From a safety standpoint, is it possible to ask the regional engineers to even, remove it so that people don't use it?
Madam Speaker, last year I had the good fortune of attending the 20th anniversary of the Constituency Development Fund. To understand why this fund is very important and must be now entrenched in the Constitution, we listened to a tale by the former Member of Parliament for Olkalau, Honorable Muriuki Karue, who got frustrated trying to get development for his constituency. And every time he went to the treasury, he was told that his constituency will get development when the funds became available. His frustrations were arising from the fact that in his constituency, students were learning under trees. And today, Madam Speaker, there are in so many constituencies schools that have dilapidated toilets, and some of these schools are threatened by devolved units of closure because they do not have decent toilets. Madam Speaker, if we do away with CDF, Harambes will be back in full swing. We will now be required to conduct Harambes to be able to educate children, which is against the spirit of the Constitution in Article 43, where every Kenyan has a right to education, and also Article 53, where every child has a right to access free education and that education should be compulsory. Madam Speaker, why should we take the responsibility of educating our children back to the public? The public right now is stretched financially. We are struggling, the Kenyans are struggling to put food on their table. It will be the wrong time, Madam Speaker, to take away this fund, because this fund has subsidized education for their children and assures their children of a better future. Madam Speaker, if we take away this fund, most of the ills that have bedeviled this country will be back. We will be back to making sure that we will be back to politicizing basic services for Mwananchi. Madam Speaker, the process of engaging public in determining what is their priority projects in their constituencies is a constitutional requirement. And the current NGCDF, as constituted, has been ensuring that the public have a say in what are the priority projects that have to be undertaken in their constituencies. Madam Speaker, I think the public spoke emphatically by giving their views on what needs to be done going forward. The courts have announced their position that this CDF is currently unconstitutional, and it is upon this House now to make a decision to correct the things that the court has actually raised, so that this fund is now entrenched in the Constitution, so that Kenya can continue to receive the development that ensures that there is equity across the land. For this reason, Madam Speaker, I want to encourage our members, those who are not in the House today, make your way back to Nairobi, make your way back to the chambers, make sure that the overwhelming support we received from the public around the entrenchment of this constitution becomes a reality this afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to also contribute on the what we witnessed yesterday. Mr. Speaker, I can see from the mood of most of the members a blanket condemnation of what happened yesterday. But, Mr. Speaker, this has not happened just once. This is the second time that this is happening. And for sure, next year, the Gen Zs again will rise up again to continue to press all of us around addressing the issues that are very important to them. So as much as we are condemning everything that went wrong yesterday, we must laud these people for pushing us to be better versions of ourselves so that we can be able to bequeath them with a better future going forward. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the dismissal of Mr. Japhet Mochama Mauti of force number 90638 and ID number 259172223 from the National Police Service. Honorable Speaker, on 21st of November 2016, the National Police Service Commission interdicted Mr. Japhet Mochama Mauti for allegedly being found in possession of 720 rounds of 7.62 millimeter ammunition and 5 liters of rifle oil without proper authorization. It is unfortunate that Mr. Mauti remains interdicted for that long time despite having been acquitted of all charges by a court of law on 25th of July 2019. The court cited the failure by the prosecution to provide sufficient evidence to support the claims. The action by the National Police Service Commission is contrary to the provisions of the Employment Act Cap 226, which outlines the due process to be followed by an employer in termination of employment, including the rights and obligations of both the employer and the employee. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1, the reasons why the National Police Service Commission has not reinstated Mr. Japhet Mochama Mauti despite his acquittal by the court for lack of evidence on allegations leveled against him. And 2, measures that the Ministry of Interior and National Administration has put in place to ensure that all employees serving in the National Police Service who are subject to disciplinary proceedings are fairly processed as per law and respective standard operating procedures. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. Madam Speaker, I would like to acknowledge the response that has been given by the Chair for the Committee of Internal Security around the dismissal of Japhet Mochama. Madam Speaker, Mochama, in his conscience, if indeed he made the admissions that the chairman has recounted, would not be pursuing this matter through his elected member of parliament. I disagree with the chairman's report. However, I note that the National Police Service has referred this case to the Employment and Labor Relations Court. And so I think Mr. Mochama will try and seek legal redress through that particular court. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Mine is different. I just wanted to strongly associate with the work that CS Murkomen is doing. As you may be aware, CS Murkomen and his team were able to visit us recently along the Narok and Kisii County borders that had become prone to skirmishes
Honorable Speaker, I wanted to thank CS Murkomen, especially for giving us a patrol base at Kiango, not later than 7 days after he had visited the area. I also wanted to raise the issue, as much as he's pursuing a budget of 2.5 billion to operationalize administrative units, I wanted to bring to his attention the fact that there are other areas that are actually larger than even the gazetted administrative units. So I wanted that for him to note that there was need for him to prioritize these large areas that may not be gazetted, so that we are able to administratively manage the country. Finally, I just wanted to thank the Maasai people and the Kisii people for keeping the peace. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.